Entering the 2000 season, the Dallas Cowboys faced the challenges of replacing a legendary receiver, adjusting to a new head coach, and trying to regain its stature as an NFC East powerhouse. While injuries to veterans and the growing pains of younger players plagued the Cowboys, they finished their season with a 5-11 record. Emmitt Smith would defy age and critics, plowing forward into NFL history.
Intercepted by Baron Wortham. Throws it out, intercepted at the 50-yard line by Charlie Williams.
It had become apparent with the new millennium that a passing of the torch was imminent, and we would witness a changing of the guard. Just 1 month into the 1999 season, tragedy struck the Cowboys organization.
Oh, there's a Cowboy down. I couldn't see what the deal was, but Michael Irvin hasn't gotten up yet. Uh-oh, that looks bad.
It's hard to say goodbye. And it's not hard to say goodbye to the game. I'll say goodbye to playing football. But it's hard saying goodbye to playing football here. It's America's team. America's fans.
The Cowboys lost an emotional leader and playmaker who would be the prototype of the current generation of receivers. Michael Irvin played the game with a passion that made him extraordinary. In this, he embodied the essence of Cowboys football. In light of his retirement, Jerry Jones looked for someone to pick up where he left off.
It is exciting for me and for our organization to announce that we've signed Joey Galloway. We have arguably the fastest tandem of receivers in the NFL.
The thought of Galloway and Rocket Ismail together was enough to have everyone excited going into training camp.
Get going. Yes, sir. Let's go. Get it loose and let's go.
We're going to be a run and gun type of an offense. I think we're going to try to play fast. We're going to try to play physical. We're going to try to use the weapons that we have.
The high expectations of reclaiming the NFC East were quickly deflated in the first quarter of the season opener when Troy Aikman left the game with a concussion. The Eagles were soaring with a 41-7 lead late in the fourth quarter when Joey Galloway showed a flash of his big play ability, scoring a touchdown, his first as a Cowboy. But moments later, the Cowboys' hopes for an explosive offense were grounded as Galloway lay in a heap, lost for the season with a knee injury. With Aikman still suffering the effects of a concussion, the Cowboys turned to veteran quarterback Randall Cunningham. At age 37, Cunningham still displayed his signature scrambling ability and Pro Bowl accuracy in throwing the deep ball.
Pressure, running left, humps, runs, sideline, diving, knocked head over heels. Cunningham with play action, and he's going to throw deep down the right side. McKnight's got his man beat. Caught it at the goal line. Touchdown!
And what a great throw by Cunningham.
McGarity this time from the 37. Comes left across the 40, breaks a tackle 45. Is clear at the 50. Has a man to beat at the 40. Beats him to the 30. Sideline to the 20. Foot race at the 10.
The young players' contributions proved vital as Wayne McGarity and Michael Wiley kept the Cowboys' hopes alive for their first victory.
Cunningham dumps it over the middle. Wiley at the 10 to the 5. And Wiley freelances his way into the end zone. An accidental tourist, if there ever was one. Michael Wiley scores his first NFL touchdown. It's 3rd and 5 at the Dallas 17. Snap to Plummer. He rolls right. He throws on the run. Sanders at the 2, in for the touchdown.
Jake Plummer and one of his patented comebacks cut Dallas's celebrations short. At 0-2, everyone wanted a piece of the Cowboys.
Get him. It's our house. This is our house. This is our house, baby. The war's on. The war's on. Monday night. Let's go, baby. Let's do it. Hey, enough said.
But the Redskins made a clear statement, scoring first and taking an early lead.
Let's go, baby. This is why you love to play this game. This is why you love to play it right here. Huh? We got to go back out there. We got to stop their ass. Find a way. Get it done. Find a way. Let's get it done, all right?
The offense responded to the challenge, giving the Cowboys a 24-21 advantage in the fourth quarter. Then left it up to Coakley and company.
Hey! It's on us! It's on us, Captain! It's on us! It's on us! It's on us! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The defense held the Redskins to just over 100 yards rushing. And Campo, sensing his first victory, rallied the troops.
We are playing so good, we've got to make darn sure that everybody has a call, and we got to get the call. Somebody's got to help.
We ready right now.
To get it. Take the circle.
Yes, sir.
Shotgun for Brad Johnson. Back to throw all day. Down the middle of the field. Intercepted at the 31-yard line. The Cowboys are running it back. Izell Reese. At the 40, he shakes a tackle. He comes right 35. He hurdles a man to the middle of the field. And he crosses the 25 to the 24-yard line. Izell Reese, with his second interception of the year, has made the biggest play of the Cowboys' young season.
Talk about a play to maybe save a season, and Izell Reese just made it.
Hey, don't count them boys in blue like yeah, baby. Don't count them boys in blue like yeah. Let's go.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Let me tell you something. It doesn't get any better than playing the Redskins on Monday Night Football. It doesn't get any better. We went out and played some football. We got to believe that it hurts us to lose. That's the only way we're going to win.
Hey, it's our first win, baby. We ain't played with the first two games. I hate the Cowboys. This is the Cowboys right here.
Show up every week. Show up every week.
Hey, today's game, man, goes to Campo. Campo's first win, baby.
Week 4 featured the only two teams to win 5 Super Bowls. Though there was no playoff at stake, Dallas was trying to put a season into focus, and the 49ers were trying to notch their first win of the season.
And they throw a fade right side of the end zone for Owens. He got both feet in.
Dallas suffered a 41-24 defeat that was unbearable to witness and left the team pondering what to do. Hard and well-fought games wound up in defeat as the Cowboys committed crucial mistakes that cost them victories and would lose 5 games by a total of 19 points.
Whitted down the sideline. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And the game is over. Wrapped up, fumbled the ball. The Cardinals recover a McKnight fumble at the Dallas 25. Jason Tucker muffs it at the 10, leaves it on the ground, and the Buccaneers have recovered at the 10-yard line.
The big play they needed to win always seemed just out of reach. Injuries to 11 starters throughout the season decimated the team, forcing younger, inexperienced players into the starting lineup. With an injury to Rocket, the Cowboys would lose a starting receiver for the 3rd consecutive game against the Eagles. With both starting receivers out of the lineup, Dallas would have to rely on the legs of Emmitt Smith, who bowled his way to 134 yards. The defense, bent on avenging an opening day loss and a 306-yard rushing effort by the Eagles, corralled the Philadelphia runners, holding them to 129 yards combined. In the end, it was all for naught. The Eagles' field goal in overtime would complete their comeback victory, leaving the Cowboys frustrated once again.
The Cowboys will bleed from the heart, losing to the Eagles in overtime 16-13.
The driving force of the Dallas defense is Dexter Coakley.
Go Gaines! One back! Me! Let's go! They coming weak!
His focus and intensity are matched by his speed, which seemingly allows him to be everywhere on the field. His tenacious style allows him to shed blockers and make the tackle and big play. Not only did he set a career high for tackles with 144, he positioned himself as a bona fide leader of the Dallas defense. Joining Coakley at the linebacker spot are Darren Hambrick, who led the team with 154 tackles. Baron Wortham was 5th on the team in tackles, despite not starting 5 games. He tied fellow linebacker Dat Wynn with 2 interceptions. Wynn snagged a position in the starting lineup this season and debunked criticism of his ability to stop the run. The young defensive line featured Ebenezer Ekuban. He was a force unleashed on the opposition, leading the team in sacks. Showing great promise was rookie Demetrius Underwood, who led all linemen in quarterback pressures. Greg Ellis overcame a broken leg in 1999 to lead all linemen in tackles. Cowboys secondary ended the year ranked 3rd in the NFL. Young players like Izell Reese looked to veterans Darren Woodson and the team's enforcer, George Teague. In the first half of the season, the defense was porous, giving up 27 points per game. But in the second half, the young players settled down, becoming an ocean of blue cutting off the opposition's air, allowing just 17 points per game. Against Carolina, they became a tidal wave, drowning the Panthers' offense. The Dallas defense forced them to cough up 5 fumbles while holding the rushing unit of Carolina to 119 total yards. Emmett scored the 150th touchdown of his career while swimming through the Panther defense for 132 yards.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
Boy, did he put a move on Doug Emmett.
Walter dropped the snap in the end zone. He's covered up, and he is down.
While Carolina's special teams couldn't handle the snap, the Cowboys' Tim Cedar was able to handle the pressure of his first game-winning field goal in overtime, giving the Cowboys a 16-13 victory. The kicking duties were shared by men who also shared a common road to the Cowboys. Both hadn't kicked competitively for at least 3 years. This former teacher set a rookie team record, making 25 field goals. Holder, kickoff man, punter Micah North hadn't punted since 1996, but was still able to set a club record for gross punting average with nearly 43 yards per punt. Jason Tucker had a breakout year as a receiver in 1999 and had another breakout year in 2000, returning kickoffs. He broke his own single-game return record, gaining 205 yards against the New York Giants.
Tucker to the 5. Jason Tucker to the goal line.
Fellow returner Wayne McGarity was one of only 2 players who returned 2 punts for touchdowns in 2000. His 59-yard return for a touchdown was his second against Arizona in 2000 and started a Cowboys scoring barrage. With Aikman returning to the helm, the team launched an offensive that scored 48 points, the most points in a regular season game since 1980.
Play action, looking left, thrown to the goal line to Thomas, puts the ball down on the goal line. Touchdown! Aikman to Red Rock.
The defensive blitzkrieg allowed no runner more than 50 yards and held Arizona out of the end zone with 2 fantastic goal line stands, avenging an earlier 1-point loss with a crushing 48-7 victory.
To the goal line, he stopped short. They turned it back. A goal line stand led by Wortham and Hambrick.
Coming off their first ever loss to Tampa Bay, the Cowboys wanted to sweep the Redskins under the rug. The defense buried Jeff George into the turf 5 times and threw dirt on any plans Washington had of running, holding the 3rd-ranked rusher Stephen Davis to just 57 yards on 16 carries.
Out of the eye, hand off Davis. He's still pushing and churning. He's still moving to the 1. He puts the ball on the pylon and gets knocked sideways by Dan Wynn, short of the goal line.
Anthony Wright's potential came shining through while subbing for the injured Aikman. He launched a beautiful 46-yard rainbow over former Cowboy Deion Sanders.
What a rainbow from Anthony Wright. You can't throw it any better.
Wayne McGarity scored the first rushing touchdown of his career.
It's McGarity with a block from Allen, a block from Thomas to the 5, and he scores.
But the day belonged to an 11-year veteran who played with the vim and vigor of a young colt. Emmett galloped through Washington's 3rd-ranked defense for 150 yards, making him only the 2nd player in NFL history to gain over 1,000 yards in 10 consecutive seasons. Emmett's success is due to the incredible play of the offensive line. Here, guard Al Jackson pushes his man out of the play, while fullback Robert Thomas, center Ben Fricke, guard Larry Allen, and tackle Flozell Adams create a running lane for Emmett. Emmett's list of feats got a bit longer as he reached another significant mark in his career.
Emmitt Smith with that last run joined Walter Payton and Barry Sanders as the only players in NFL history at the 15,000-yard mark.
While Smith was celebrating milestones in his career, another Cowboy was facing the possible end of his.
I saw Danny White retire, Tom Rafferty, Ed Jones. Forgive me here because it's going to be a lot harder. Michael Irvin, Jay Novacek, Daryl Johnston. And you watch it and you think that your time will never come. And my time's come. And today I announce my retirement from the National Football League and the Dallas Cowboys.
With the first pick in the 1989 draft, Jerry Jones selected Troy Aikman to lead the Dallas Cowboys from mediocrity to the pinnacle of success. Confidence in his abilities allowed him to make big plays with the game on the line. A disciplined player who always demanded the best of himself, Troy's accuracy is legend, and his composure in the face of defenders, lore. Aikman guided the Cowboys from a 1-15 record to a Super Bowl in 4 years. Driven by an unquenchable desire to win, he raised the bar for his teammates and propelled the Cowboys to more victories than any other quarterback in any decade in NFL history. Though he holds most every Cowboy passing record, his stats hardly tell the tale of the man who has come to symbolize the tradition and legacy of one of sports' winningest franchises. As Troy leaves the Cowboys, he leaves a map for the next generation to follow. A map that shows the road to success is paved with hard work and commitment. A commitment to excellence and a commitment to winning. Farewell, Troy Aikman, leader, teammate, Dallas Cowboy. With Michael Irvin's retirement in 2000 and Troy's retirement in 2001, the changing of the guard had begun. Emmett is the last of the triplets remaining. He stands, a lone sentry, watching and waiting, looking to see who will emerge from the group of young players. As his quest for Walter Payton's rushing mark continues, he will need companions, teammates that will step up in the annual battle for the Lombardi Trophy.
Slant caught by McGarity, who pulls away from the linebacker. Touchdown, Jason Tucker!
Give Robert Thomas all the credit in the world there.
The last bastion of a team that won an unprecedented 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. His example of leadership unparalleled. His demand for excellence unequaled. He is waiting. Who will arrive to relieve this warrior when his time comes to pass the torch? In 2001, Emmitt Smith will lead the Dallas Cowboys, continuing the tradition and legacy of success. Who will follow?
Edge Pro Gel. Edge Pro Gel is the official.